we're going to take a look at the real life inequalities slideshow here for you. The first one that we're going to start on, we're going to talk about our equality signs. The equality signs, almost looking like the word equal here, gives you your equal. And then the line through this one here obviously means your not equal sign. Your inequality symbols is the one that shows your greater than and less than. I like the less than one. It helps me remember because it almost has the L, so it almost looks like that less than symbol with your L when you hold your hand up. So this one here is your greater than symbol. This one down here is your less than. And then remember the ones that have the lines underneath them also mean that this is going to be greater than or less than and equal to. So how do you know whether to use the open or the closed point? Remember again, when it has the line underneath it, then the line underneath it just means that we're going to go ahead and color it in. A little messy here on the slide here, but you can color it in. If it doesn't have the line underneath it, then it's just going to go ahead and be that open circle. So let's take a look at the fish size limits and make an inequality sign or an inequality sentence for each one of these. So your fish size limits. The striped bass must be smaller than 26. So 26 is going to go ahead and be our greater number here. And smaller than is going to go ahead and be that X for us there. So our inequality that we'll write will be X is going to have to be smaller than 26 inches. So our inequality is going to look like X is less than 26. Then the bottom one says that the striped bass must be larger than 36. So if it has to be larger than 36, then X is going to be my larger number, and then this one is going to be my smaller number. And I'm just going to write small here. So my inequality then is going to be X is greater than 36. Or you could even write this backwards. It could be 36 is less than X. But notice each one of these is right. But notice how my inequality sign is eating the X side. If this was to say less than or equal to, then we would have put the lines underneath both of these. But since it didn't say it could be equal to 36, it says larger than 36 here. It's just going to have the inequality sign without the line underneath it. Our next slideshow, talking about our driver's license in Virginia. It says, how old do you have to be to get a license in Virginia? Well, to get your license, you're going to have to be 16. And can you get one if you are older? And that answer is going to be yes. You can get a license if you're older than 16, but not if you're younger than 16. So when we're taking a look at writing an inequality sign for this one, we're going to say that X is going to be if you're older, so it's going to be greater than or equal to 16. Because you can be 16 to get the license, but you can also be older than 16. And again, you could rewrite this and say you have to be at least 16, but then greater than 16 would be your X symbol here. Our next one, looking at the speed limit signs. We see inequalities with our road signs too. A 55 mile per hour speed limit sign means that you can go no faster than 55 miles per hour, but you could go slower than 55 if you wanted to. So 55 is going to be my greatest number that I'm allowed to drive when I'm on the road. So if I'm looking at only being allowed to go 55 miles per hour, then I could even go less than 55. That would be my X. So my inequality sign would say that I could go no greater than 55 or equal to that. And then our last one talking about height requirements when you get to go to the fair or an amusement park. So this one says that in order to ride a tilt-a-whirl at the carnival, you must be at least 52 inches. At least 52. So 52 inches is going to be my smaller number, because I couldn't be any smaller than 52, but I could be larger than 52. So that means that my 52, which is my height requirement, or I could be larger than 52, which would be the X. But since I can be at 52, that's going to go ahead and make that inequality sign have the line underneath it. So it's going to read 52 less than or equal to X. And again, you could rewrite that to where it would say X is greater than or equal to 52 in order to ride at the amusement park. So these are just a couple real life examples of how we use inequalities in our world.